Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 197. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, in the previous episode, we heeded to the story of Mrs. Gokhale and the insight Sri Sai Maharaj imparted through that remarkable Leela was that none should fast on festival days or for performing any puja. Sri Sai Maharaj insisted this principle to all his devotees. Let us listen to a story related to Sri Gaga Sahib Dikshit in this connection. He was an ardent devotee of Sri Sai Maharaj, had built a vada in Shirdi that is lodging for the devotees that come for Sri Sai Baba's darshan. This vada is known as Dikshit Vada, now used as the museum building, and the most precious kafni and articles used by Sri Sai Maharaj are preserved here. Devotees going to Shirdi can visit this. Kaka Sahib Dikshit's original name was Hari Sitaram Dikshit. He was affluent, had close ties with many political leaders, was a well-known solicitor and a very prominent personality in the society. He achieved great fame by his bold speeches. He involved in numerous public activities and rendered valuable service to the public. Hence, his name was very popular in the states of Maharashtra. At Shirdi, some of the close devotees were sent by Sri Sai Maharaj to few houses to beg for alms on behalf of him, and Dikshit was one among them. For instance, Booty was a millionaire, and his son-in-law was G.G. Narke. He was also sent on begging rounds. He was a great scholar and was a professor of geology and chemistry and served in many prestigious organizations. Usually, the person sent for begging food by Sri Sai Maharaj was rich or a person who commanded high esteem among the people and the government. Sri Sai Baba made this choice maybe because usually people who are extremely rich and are famous might have a trace of pride or ego, and these thoughts must be curtailed, otherwise that will be a greatest impediment for their spiritual progress. Hence, Sri Sai Baba favored them by indulging them in his service, which would make them progress in the spiritual realm rapidly. This sense of pride is very common among humans. They may think that they are very learned, filthy rich, is being very popular in the society, and so on. They may not boast about it outwardly, but even a tinge of self-conceit will ruin their spiritual progress. Hence, Sri Sadguru Sai Maharaj, being concerned about the welfare of his devotees, was very much keen in cleansing their thoughts and diverting it to the right path, as that would elevate them spiritually. Likewise, Swami Sai Sharananand, alias Vaman Rao, was also a very popular solicitor in Bombay, and he was also working as a principal of a high school and sometime as a professor in law college. Thus, he was well known in the state of Gujarat and was one among those few devotees sent for taking bhiksha. Again, not all devotees that were wealthy and highly educated were sent by Sri Sai Maharaj for begging alms, but only those who embraced spirituality were asked to perform this service. As Kaka Sahib Dikshit used to go for taking bhiksha at times, he was addressed as Bhikkhu Kaka by Sri Sai Maharaj. Out of love, Sri Sai Maharaj used to call him by different names. He met with an accident at London in which leg was injured and it could not be cured. As he used to limp a bit owing to the accident, he was called as Langda Kaka by Sri Sai Baba, which means the one who cannot walk straight. The thought that he has been selected by Sri Sai Maharaj to serve him as a bhikkhu became very intense in his mind. He has read many scriptures and literatures related to yoga, which advises that a person should eat his breakfast as that of a prince, lunch as a king, and at night as a bhikkhu, which means a prince usually is an youngster and would consume a good amount of food and the diet will be very palatable. The lunch must be consumed as that of a king in the sense as per his age and need he should eat healthy food but moderate quantity. As far as the dinner is concerned, it should be as that of a beggar, that is, he will eat very less and whatever he can find. Kaka Sahib Dikshit pondered on this and thought, as Sri Sai Baba calls him as bhikkhu, it's fair that he skips the dinner. Moreover, he was also in his 50s and felt it is better to not eat anything in the night. Bearing this thought in his mind, he went to Dwarakamai. Sri Sai Baba asked him, "Kaka, what are you going to eat now?" Kaka didn't expect that question and he simply named a dish, and as he had uttered it to Sri Sai Maharaj, he cannot be untrue to his words, so he ate that dish. He decided to skip his dinner from the following night. Next morning, as soon as he went to Dwarakamai for darshan, the first question raised by Sri Sai Maharaj was, "What are you going to eat tonight for dinner?" Dikshit was puzzled. He revealed his determination to fast at night. Omniscient Sri Sai Maharaj has been pondering on this topic with him, for he wants to hear this statement from Dikshit's mouth. Sri Sai Baba advised him to not to refrain from eating his dinner or skip any of his meal. Kaka Sahib Dikshit is a person who in no way do anything against the will of his guru. Hence, he continued to consume his dinner as before. Thus, fasting was averted from the life of Kaka Sahib Dikshit by Sri Sai Maharaj. There are different opinions among the devotees. Some think that they can skip cooked food and just consume fruits and milk, but that also doesn't please Sri Sai Maharaj. He is advising us to eat a normal diet at a moderate level. At various instances in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, Sri Sai Maharaj had underscored to his devotees that food is Brahman, and concurrently he has also advised that one must never fast. This 32nd chapter gives more emphasis on this subject. Let me share a very intriguing and interesting leela in this connection. It is about Kushabhav alias Kashinath Padmakar Joshi. Through his yoga sadhana, he acquired some magical powers and was keen to develop more of those mystical powers. He always wore a bangle that would help him to perform some supernatural activities. He was able to make objects appear at his will in the spot desired by him. He spent most of his time in learning to acquire these powers. Sri Sai Maharaj never encouraged these kinds of activities. These cannot be compared to the marvelous divine miracles of Sri Sai Maharaj. Sri Sai Baba felt that if anyone would engage their time in acquiring these skills, then they are causing an impediment to their spiritual progress. At this juncture, let me also recall an incident from Tharkad's life. Atmaram Tharkad was practicing meditation. Owing to his sincere practice, his intuitive powers developed, which enabled him to foresee the future events. For instance, the mill where he worked caught fire, and he got a forewarning of this incident. And in few days, the same incident occurred as intuited by him. This happened at many occasions. On a later date, when he came for Sri Sai Baba's darshan, Sri Sai Maharaj cursed these powers and addressed these intuitive powers as Vesis, that is prostitutes, and said, "We don't need those siddhis, so ignore them." Sri Sai never encouraged anyone to indulge in these practices. He was totally against them. Now, getting back to Kushabhav, though Sri Sai advised him to get rid of those supernatural powers, he was unwilling to do that and continued to exercise those powers. Once, Sri Sai Maharaj warned him and prevented him from climbing the stairs of Dwarakamai and instructed him to sit in the Sabha Mandap. Also, he told him to remove and throw the bangle away, whereas Kushabhav didn't obey the orders of Sri Sai Baba. Sri Sai Maharaj was stern with him and made him to get rid of the bangle and gradually made him to lose interest in these siddhis. Sri Sai Baba made him to read Dashbodh 108 times, thus molded him steadily, directed his thoughts towards the right path and made him a great devotee. There are many devotees for Kushabhav. His samadhi is at Pune in a place known as Parvati Paitan. There is a hill at Parvati Paitan and at the base of it is the samadhi, and this is situated at the heart of the city. In fact, Kushabhav had instructed to his disciples beforehand as to how his samadhi structure had to be constructed. This formation itself reflects the devotion he had for Sri Sai Maharaj. His samadhi must be constructed on the ground, and on top of it the divine pratima of Sri Sai Baba must be placed. And every day when Abhishekam is performed to Sri Sai Baba, the consecrated water from Sri Sai Baba should gush on the tomb of Kushabhav and flow through it completely and then spill out of it. The plan was drawn and the structure was built in accordance with it while he was in his mortal coil. After his passing away, his disciples, adhering to the words of his Guru, placed his body on the spot allowed for it. Devotees can make a visit and have their darshan of our Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj and the samadhi of his beloved devotee Kushabhav. It is a unique and stunning structure to behold, and it portrays the immense love of Kushabhav. Sri Sai Maharaj made a remarkable transformation in the mind of Kushabhav. A person who was engaging a major part of his life, learning black magic, was forcefully drawn out of those thoughts by Sri Sai Maharaj. He has experienced various miracles of Sri Sai Baba, and he was granted a boon by Sri Sai Maharaj as a recognition of the loving devotion he had upon our Sadguru Sri Sai Baba. Let us see what that boon was. As devotees are aware, the Duni is the incessant holy fire maintained by Sri Sai Maharaj at Dwarakamai, and the sacred ashes from this Duni is distributed by Sri Sai Baba to his devotees as a panacea for all diseases and as a blessing to his loving children. This holy ash from Dwarakamai will get manifested in the hands of Kushabhav. Whenever he desired to give Udi to the devotees and stretches out his hand irrespective of the place he is, isn't this an incredible miracle? People have witnessed this happen, and the Udi that appears in his hand will be hot as it is coming directly from the live Duni at Shiradi. Under what circumstances was this astounding boon granted to him by Sri Sai Baba? We shall listen to the Leela connected to this and more wondrous divine sport of Sri Sai in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.